Die-hard fans can probably tell you all about Sean Day9 Plott's major career milestones, but there are some things that even his most dedicated fans might not know about the ever-charming man behind the Day9 name.
Let us begin at the very beginning, when I first bought StarCraft.
Day9 started playing StarCraft for the first time in 1998 when he was just 11 years old. He instantly felt a connection to the game, as did his older brother, Nick Tasteless Plott, and the two started playing the game a lot, eventually entering tournaments together. The two became so good, in fact, that they both made it into the late stages of the World Cyber Games tournament in 2005, and Day9 beat Tasteless on his way to winning it all. Day9 would go on to win another championship at the WCG Pan American Tournament in 2007, but juggling gaming and college was now becoming an issue, so he started writing articles about StarCraft strategy instead, and before long he became a must-have caster at tournaments. Then came the transition to online video. As Day9 became a content-creating presence in the StarCraft community, streaming video sites like Twitch were starting to pick up steam. In that era, Twitch wasn't the well-oiled machine it is today. The site was a video game offshoot of pioneering live streaming site Justin.tv, lacking a lot of features and automation found in the current iteration of Twitch. Case in point, partnered streamers didn't even have subscription buttons back then, and Day9 as one of the earliest Twitch partners received it first. But it wasn't as simple as checking a box for the Twitch team. Instead, they had to hard-code the button onto Day9's Twitch page. For a few years, Day9 hosted a Twitch and YouTube show called The Day9 Daily that touched on a variety of topics, including games, life events, and other stories. And though he doesn't produce or air Day9 daily shows anymore, you can still find him uploading YouTube videos about the games he's playing. And clearly, he's having a great time.
Oh no, it's just tomorrow.
So what's been keeping Day9 from producing his Day9 daily shows? Time for one. According to Day9, it takes several hours for him to prep a show, time he's increasingly running low on. But another time suck showed up and captured his attention, and it had nothing to do with StarCraft. It's Hearthstone, the Warcraft-inspired digital card game that released back in 2014. Day9 may not be making much use of Twitch for his now defunct daily show, but for a while he streamed an awful lot of Hearthstone for anyone who cared to watch. Blizzard, the studio behind Hearthstone, wisely caught on to Day9's appreciation for the game.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Boomsday Project final card reveal.
Most fans who tune in for Day9's content have nothing but good things to say about him. That's to be expected, but even professional media outlets shower him with praise. PC World, for instance, said he covered StarCraft 2 material with the patience and detail of your favorite college professor. And Swedish national television even weighed in, saying, "He is very funny and charming, and is something of a symbol for gamer geeks in the most positive way." It should come as no surprise then that Day9 is often tapped to host video game-related events. And we're not just talking about StarCraft. In the past, he served as host for the International, a major Dota 2 tournament, and he's the yearly host of the PC gaming show at E3, but events aren't all that he hosts. Day9 may be well known in the video game space, but he's also building up an audience in the world of Magic: The Gathering. And it makes sense. Just as StarCraft and Hearthstone are games that ask players to think strategically, Magic also requires wits and a solid game plan, and a little bit of luck, of course.
How youthful you look, Day9. Is it because you've been playing Magic? Yes.
And the skills totally translate. Day9 is pretty good at Magic. And when you combine that with his formidable hosting skills, you can see why fans tune in for his geek and sundry web show Spellslingers, where Day9 plays Magic: The Gathering with the people he calls his nerd friends, while also discussing gameplay strategy. And people seem to love it. Looks like Day9's fans just can't get enough of him.
Send in the attack!
God, I want to win so bad.
And ever since a new video game version of Magic: The Gathering went into closed beta, Day9's been showing off his Magic skills on his channel too. Life isn't always easy, and while we all deal with stress, it's how someone handles life's many hurdles that speaks volumes about their character. For Day9, dealing with stress means a long run.
I have many a time gone on like a 3-hour run, even if I'm out of shape, because it's the only way I can figure out how to just get rid of it.
That clip comes from a video where Day9 reacts to news that Greg Idra Fields had been booted from his pro StarCraft team because of his temper. Day9 spoke about how his own temper flared up in the past. Holding up his keyboard, he admitted,
"If you ever thought that I never really would get angry enough to break something, I destroyed something. Quite valuable to me."
He then talked about the importance of finding a release for frustration, and how withholding destruction is a far better choice. So there you have it, kids. When you're feeling down, don't smash your stuff, go for a run, or eat a delicious burrito. Those help too.
Despite the fact that this very sad, very tragic thing was happening, it still didn't change the fact that I could enjoy the shit out of this burrito so much.
In 2014, the Forbes 30 Under 30 list included a category for video games, and holy hell did that list have a whole bunch of big names on it. Paul Malucki, the founder of Oculus VR, was one. Another was John Graham, who co-founded Humble Bundle and ultimately sold his company to IGN in 2017. And then there's pro gamer Stephanie Harvey, better known as Miss Harvey, who parlayed her Counter-Strike career into a design job at Ubisoft. You can probably guess who else made that list in 2014.
Ha! Forbes selected me in the 30 Under 30 for entertainment. Yes!
In its rundown on Day 9, Forbes called him one of the biggest names in esports and highlighted that he was able to transform a daily web show into an entire site for gamers. That'll do, Plott. That'll do. Artillery Games is a now defunct startup game studio that wanted to make browser-based strategy games, and in 2013, Day9 went to work there as a designer.
I work on games in the day now, which is awesome, working up at Artillery, and I'm even moving to San Jose in a week, so that's awesome.
It's presumed that the game Day9 was referring to was Guardians of Atlas, which focused on, as the company put it, fast-paced multiplayer gaming action. But we never got to see the work Day9, or even Artillery for that matter, put into the title. Day9 left Artillery in 2016 to focus on creating content once more, and Artillery ended development of the game a few months later. Hopefully, he gets another crack at game design in the future. If you've ever wondered how Day9 got his name, the story is both more and less interesting than you'd probably expect. The one he wanted was taken. At the time Sean Plott was picking out a nickname for himself, the tag Day by itself was claimed. Everyone had cool nicknames, and Sean didn't. But he couldn't use Day, so he simply added a 9 to the end.
I wanted a cool one-word name, and I was like, I'm gonna do that. Day. I always thought that the 9 clan was cool, and since it wasn't really around, I was like, I guess I'll be 9.
That was sometime around the summer of 2004, and the name stuck ever since. If Day9 is anything, it's multifaceted. He took part in tournaments and hosted daily web shows while studying for his undergraduate degree at Harvey Mudd College in California. He followed that up by going to graduate school at USC, where he took part in the school's interactive media program. How gifted was Day9 in the interactive media department? The Day9 daily show that he produced for several years was actually part of his graduate school thesis project. Given that show's success and the success he's enjoyed since then, hosting various events and producing other channels of content online, it's safe to say he chose the right major.